So we all know Counter-Strike is more fun when you've got a buddy. That's why I've got my good friend Wraeth here to go over some duo A-main control plays that could lead to some surprising fights for the CTs. I'm going to go ahead and let Wraeth start us off by showing the initial utility needed.
As the T who defaults A, you'll often end up behind this box waiting out CT aggression and then taking A main control when your team is ready for it. The pros often use utility involving a smoke right here, a Molotov here, maybe they get flashed in just to make sure there are no oppers, and then take that A main control and apply more pressure. The lineups I'm going to share, I recommend you use. First of all, for the Molotov, you check all around here, and then you're just going to aim right there. So you see this crack onto the pillar? You're just going to aim there and walk one step and throw the Molotov. It'll bounce close to these boxes. After throwing that, you can line up a smoke, just aiming right around here. The cool thing about this smoke is it doesn't get canceled by the Molotov, so you can throw the smoke before the molly, after the molly, it's entirely up to you. Sometimes you can even skip the molly if you're feeling confident that a CT isn't here. If you want, you can get flashed in, otherwise you can just dry clear, make sure there's no CT boosting right around here, and as soon as you have A main, before the smoke fades, you have to set up the boost. So get stuck in front of the table, right around there, and you're going to be crouching while your teammate stands on top of you and clears heaven. As soon as your teammate has cleared heaven, they'll say next, and then you'll stand up and then just get stuck into this corner. You can do this even in the smoke. And your teammate can then hop on top of you and clear all of default.
So as the second player in this scenario, you're just going to be holding A main for your teammate as they're throwing the utility to deny any sort of early CT aggression. If your teammate does want you to flash them in, generally at the professional level, I'll see this flash being thrown towards the left side of this portion of the column. That's because it's going to land on the opposite side of this box, so if your teammate is clearing up close, it doesn't blind them. Now, the way we're throwing the molly in this situation, they can't get this close to the box, so it may be better to bank a flash off of this position so that it goes behind them and they don't have to fully turn. But that's completely up to you how you go about doing that. But again, your main priority is just denying any sort of CT aggression as the utility is being thrown. After it is thrown, you're going to follow your teammate into A main as closely as possible. That way you can jump on top of the boost quickly and take full advantage of that smoke. I recommend crouch jumping on top of the table and then crouching all the way up onto your teammate's head, standing up and taking the fight. So after you've cleared heaven, you're just going to back up off of your teammate and do a nice little step throw with a Molotov at this pillar right here. Once that molly lands, you're then going to jump on top of your teammate's head who has moved all the way into the corner, and you have a full view of both sides of default to catch anyone that's stuck inside of that Molotov. And of course, just before throwing the molly, it may be a good idea to say something like ready to make sure your teammate knows to get into the far corner. But this is what it looks like all together. You're going to clear that first boost, throw the molly, then jump on top of your teammate's head, and boom, you've got a full view of both sides of default. So that moves us on to our second scenario, which is more of a rush play. I'll go ahead and let Wraeth set this one up for us.
For the second variation of this strat, you're going to be rushing water. Now you always have to gamble that the CTs don't fast peek from evox/dark. Maybe you have this smoked, or maybe you just gamble if they won't peek in. So yeah, you just run into the water, you're going to throw a flash right here, and then you're going to peek with that flash and just clear A main control. Ideally, there's no CTs. If they are here, they should be blind. You get the kill easy. Your teammate's smoke will be up here, so once you have A main control, immediately set into the boost as we discussed it with the first variation.
So of course, while your teammate is beelining it towards A main, you're going to jump right here into this corner. You're going to aim at this exposed portion of the glass in this window, and you're just going to do a simple jump throw. It's as easy as that. That smoke's going to go all the way up, and it's going to end up landing right here in the center of A main like the other smoke, but it's going to hit before your teammate is ever in here peeking. So here's a side-by-side POV with Wraeth on the left and myself on the right. You can see that I'm jumping up here onto this table, throwing that very fast A main smoke, and Wraeth is running as fast as he possibly can into A main to flash it off and then peek on in. He's then going to move right along up to this table as we discussed in the previous set. Then I'm just going to jump up top and clear everything as normal. I don't see anything up on heaven, so I molly behind default, jump up, and I'm able to catch a player running out of it. So yeah guys, those are two easy variations of a duo opening that you can do with a friend. If you enjoyed this type of content, go ahead and let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like or maybe even consider subscribing. Make sure to go ahead and show Wraeth some love as well. We're going to be making quite a few more of these videos, both on my channel and on his, so make sure you're subbed to both of us.